The Su-57 represents Russia's ambitious effort to produce a fifth-generation fighter jet capable of competing with Western stealth aircraft such as the F-22 and F-35. While it incorporates numerous stealth-inspired design elements, it falls short of the comprehensive stealth performance these aircraft demonstrate. One of the fundamental ways to measure stealth effectiveness is the radar cross-section (RCS), a metric indicating how easily an aircraft reflects radar waves back to the emitter, thus revealing its presence. The Su-57 has an estimated RCS ranging approximately from 0.1 to 1 square meter, though exact figures vary depending on detection angle, radar frequency band, and configuration, such as whether weapons are carried internally or externally. By comparison, the F-22 boasts an incredibly low RCS, generally cited between 0.0001 and 0.0005 square meters, making it almost invisible to radar in many situations, and the F-35 is similarly optimized to maintain an RCS around 0.001 to 0.005 square meters. This means the Su-57 can be detected at substantially longer ranges by radar systems designed to pick up even minimal returns. The gap in detectability is not a minor detail, it fundamentally alters the tactical calculus during engagements, affecting survivability and first-shot advantages that are critical in modern air combat. The Su-57's shape and construction reflect a compromise between stealth and other design priorities. The aircraft features internal weapons bays, which reduce the radar returns caused by external stores, and its fuselage employs angled surfaces intended to scatter radar waves away from the emitter rather than back at it. However, other parts of the airframe are less stealth-friendly. Unlike U.S. stealth fighters, which have flat, shielded engine exhaust nozzles designed to reduce radar returns and infrared emissions, the Su-57's engines still use somewhat round, exposed nozzles. These circular nozzles allow radar waves to penetrate into the engine's compressor face, which is highly reflective, producing strong radar returns. Additionally, the hot exhaust gases emit significant infrared radiation, making the aircraft easier to detect with infrared search and track (IRST) systems. Although recent upgrades such as the AL-51F1 engine aim to introduce serrated or partially flattened nozzles to reduce these signatures, they still do not match the near invisibility of the flat nozzles seen on F-22s and F-35s. The intake design of the Su-57 also contributes to its radar signature. The engine intakes do not fully shield the compressor blades from radar waves, a factor that can increase detectability from frontal or lateral radar scans. The overall shaping around the intake is less smooth and less carefully blended than in the most advanced stealth fighters. In stealth design, seamless integration of the airframe surfaces and minimization of sharp edges are crucial to deflect radar waves and avoid strong reflections, and here the Su-57 has room for improvement. Material choice and build quality further impact stealth performance. The Su-57 uses a mix of composite materials and metal alloys, but the proportion of advanced radar-absorbent composites is lower than in its Western peers. The exterior finish of the Su-57 shows many imperfections visible in close-up photos from airshows and maintenance inspections. Panel gaps, uneven rivet lines, and exposed fasteners are common. These small irregularities create multiple points where radar waves can bounce back toward the radar emitter, increasing the aircraft's signature. The application of radar-absorbent coatings also seems less advanced and less uniform, with reports of rougher surface treatments that degrade stealth effectiveness over time. Economic pressures, technological limitations, and sanctions affecting the Russian aerospace industry have likely played a role in limiting the quality and consistency of these materials and finishes. Moreover, the Su-57 stealth design focuses primarily on frontal detection angles, where radar and sensor threats are expected to be highest in air combat. However, the aircraft is less optimized for reducing its signature from the sides and rear. Rear aspect stealth is critical in avoiding detection by radar platforms positioned behind or to the side of the aircraft, such as AWACS or enemy fighters attempting to track or engage from angles other than head-on. The exposed engine nozzles and less refined rear fuselage shaping on the Su-57 mean it remains vulnerable to detection from these aspects, significantly increasing its overall radar footprint. By contrast, the F-22 and F-35 employ extensive shaping and materials treatments to reduce RCS from virtually all directions. Operationally, these design factors translate into notable differences in detection ranges. Under typical radar conditions, the Su-57 is estimated to be detectable from distances between 100 and 150 kilometers, depending on radar power, frequency band, and environmental factors. Stealth aircraft like the F-35, however, tend to remain undetected until they come within roughly 50 kilometers or closer. This increased detection range puts the Su-57 at a tactical disadvantage in contested airspace, exposing it to threats earlier and reducing its ability to operate undetected in high-threat environments. Russian military doctrine and strategic considerations also differ from those of the United States. The Su-57 is designed as a multi-role fighter combining speed, agility, and advanced avionics, rather than being optimized solely for stealth and deep penetration missions. It incorporates sophisticated electronic warfare capabilities, sensor fusion, and networking to enhance situational awareness and survivability, compensating in part for its relatively higher radar signature. Russia's approach emphasizes the integration of manned aircraft with unmanned systems and electronic warfare assets to complicate enemy targeting, rather than relying exclusively on invisibility. The Su-57 has undergone iterative upgrades, with the latest variant known as the Su-57M, or Su-57M1, featuring enhanced avionics, AI-assisted pilot support, improved engine performance, and further refinements to airframe shape and coatings aimed at reducing radar and infrared signatures. These improvements help reduce detectability, but fundamental design elements, particularly those related to engine configuration and build quality, continue to limit the aircraft's stealth performance. Production has been slow, hindered by economic sanctions and supply chain issues, with only a couple dozen aircraft delivered by late 2024 and plans to increase production gradually in the coming years. The Su-57 marks a major technological leap for Russian fighter design, featuring advanced capabilities and stealth-inspired elements that reduce its radar profile compared to older generation aircraft. However, when measured against the benchmarks set by the F-22 and F-35, it cannot be classified as a fully stealthy aircraft. Its radar cross-section remains significantly larger, particularly from side and rear angles, and factors such as exposed engine nozzles, intake design, surface finish, and materials limit its ability to evade detection. It is more accurate to describe the Su-57 as a stealth-optimized or low-observable fighter, designed to survive and fight in contested environments using a combination of stealth features, electronic warfare, and agility, but not as a true stealth platform on the level of its Western counterparts.